Hey guys. So I just want to record this actually. Hopefully I can record it. Can I record it? Let's see. Yes, I can. Awesome. So I wanted to jump on live today. I have been very itchy because my allergies are kicking in a lot. There's been a lot of pollen. And I haven't done any affirming to try to, you know, make this better for me. So it is what it is. So hopefully I don't sneeze a lot. Hopefully my eyes don't look too bloodshot on this, but I was inspired to come on to talk about feminine and masculine energies and how it can play into manifesting. This, of course, is going to probably take on a whole other direction because once I start to see you guys come on and you ask questions, more than likely I'm going to be pulled in and going to go off topic, but it doesn't matter. Right now, I don't have YouTube open, so I can't see if anybody's on. So if anybody is on right now, or as you guys come on, please do say hi and tell us where you're from, and I will get to your comments and questions in about a minute or two. The only thing I wanted to talk about when it came to divine feminine and divine masculine energies, because it comes up, it is literally a big part of every session that I have with every one of my clients when we're talking about, well, sometimes actually that's not true. I was going to say usually when we're talking about relationship specific circumstances, which don't matter. But it actually does come up even with a lot of my clients. We're not talking about relationship. We're literally talking about career and goal driven financial circumstances. And so sometimes, and I don't know if I'm biased because I am the divine feminine, I don't know if I might be seeing this from that perspective, but it does appear to me that in some ways, women do have a lot of challenges in terms of balancing their energies a lot more. Now, I'm not saying don't take this wrong. Anyone who's the divine masculine out there who's watching this, I know that you have your own set of challenges. And I work with men, women. I work with people who are in either or both energies. So I'm very well versed in it. But there are some challenges that women do face because of how things are in this day and age. It's like we have to go into work. And a lot of times we might find ourselves in a competitive situation. But again, that is something that you are manifesting. And it could be something from childhood where you have been put into a situation where you're being forced to compete. And I want you to, I'm just saying this before I go into this, whether you're of the divine masculine or feminine, there is no competition. You don't have to worry about competition. Competition simply doesn't exist. And I don't mean that in a weird kind of way. Like sometimes these YouTubers are like, this doesn't exist, that doesn't exist. You're like, no, it really does exist, but you can work with it. You can shift it and you can change it. Let's not put our head in the sand and pretend like things aren't happening when they are. Like, come on, we're all grown adults and we're much more powerful than to have to say that everything doesn't exist. Okay, everything does exist, but you just don't fall for the 3D. So anyway, with women having to go into the world and provide, basically, whether it's because you live alone and you need to survive and you need to provide for yourself, or if it's you're in a household and just because of how things are in the economy or whatever the case is, but economy isn't your source, God is your source, but we have to be put into a position where we have to go into our masculine energy. And the thing is that some of us don't realize, and I'm going to exclude myself from this now because now I have learned this, but there was a time in my life when I had my business where I was also in a marriage that I was kind of being pushed into taking on this role, which I still don't even know how I did this to myself, why I created it. Oh, I just had a moment. I think I know exactly how it was created. Anyway, I was in a role, and I'm not going to blame anybody. It's not my ex-wife's fault. It's not the business's fault. It's no one's fault. I didn't realize that I was under an illusion that I had to be the provider, and that for the business, I had to, like, be strong and powerful. And I was very much in my masculine energy, and it did not feel natural. It felt like I was pretending, and I was constantly pretending and being something that I really am not. And I did not like how it felt. And for many years, I just felt like it really took away from my authentic self. I'm so much happier now in my life where I'm able to do this. But oftentimes women, because we go out in the world and we need to provide, and there's nothing wrong, by the way, with being goal driven. That is masculine energy, but there's nothing wrong. We all have both masculine and feminine energy. That is nature. That is how we all are created. But we have to balance those energies within ourselves. And when it comes to the roles within a relationship, if you are a woman and you are wanting a masculine energy, you're wanting that masculine to come in and provide for you and protect you and keep you safe so you can provide the nurturing, the love, the compassion, and all that. It doesn't mean that the masculine doesn't provide the nurturing, because the masculine very much does. But that aspect of yourself that you have to step into when you're being that boss babe, when you're being that leader, when you are going out there and, maybe you're creating an empire, maybe you're a boss, maybe you just want to continue to be promoted, maybe, whatever the case is, don't ever dim your light and not go for these goals, but just know that when it comes to the relationship, if you are the feminine and you're craving the masculine, it's because you're already the divine feminine, but you've put these suits on, so to speak. You've put these layers, which do whatever you have to do to go out in the world and, conquer, but not in that, you're just not doing it in that masculine way, but you can step into that masculine energy and you can use it to become, for your logical brain, for your goals, again, for organization. And it's very important too, for you to balance that masculine energy within yourself so you can feel safe within yourself too. And that is all part of your balancing act. But it's really very important that when it comes to relationships, that there is going to be, again, both people, all people have both masculine and feminine energies. But in a relationship, if you desire to be the receiver, if you want to be protected and want to be, kept like that, that feeling of somebody providing for you, protecting. I know, again, you are providing for the household too, just because of how the world is, but it's more of an energy thing. You want to allow your masculine to take care of you. You want to also see your masculine in all of their masculine power. You want to believe in them, in their masculine power. And you want to basically, how I see like myself as the divine feminine is, this might go into a little bit of self-love too. And guys, if you're watching this and you're in the divine masculine, you can, if you're in a relationship right now and maybe the person that you want to heal your relationship, if you're of the masculine and they're of the feminine, when I go into this talk of this energy, you can imagine them being more into this receptive, surrendered kind of loving, nurturing energy, bringing the compassion to you, believing in you and trusting you and allowing you to take care of her and allowing you to provide for her. But if you're in this relationship dynamic and you want to be of the divine feminine nature, in your divine feminine power, you want to, it's like, you don't want to be forceful. You don't want to constantly be nagging. You don't want to constantly be seeking and constantly be chasing. That energy will not polarize the masculine to you. It's that simple. That energy is going to be off-putting. It is going to be repelling. It doesn't mean that the person doesn't love you, but the energies can't polarize. You want that polarity where that divine feminine energy loves herself. She feels at ease. She is in her soft, beautiful, powerful, nurturing, creative, compassionate, receptive, delicious energy. And she allows herself to be vulnerable, and she leans back, and she allows her masculine to come in and, let the masculine come in. And I'm not saying, when I say this is just an energy thing. Let the masculine come in and provide. Let the masculine come in, let your walls down, and let the masculine build those walls around you with his divine, strong, powerful energy. So you can relax, so you can just be. That is what the masculine wants of you. The masculine wants to provide. The masculine wants to see that you are proud of the masculine. The masculine wants your nurturing, wants your safety, wants you as their safe haven. Okay. So anyway, when it comes to, everybody's in a different situation when it comes to looking to improve a relationship, whether they're in contact or not with the person that they love. So it's very hard for me to, be very specific in these live videos, especially. But right now I'm talking about the divine feminine. When I say you don't chase, it doesn't mean you don't drop the napkin. Okay. It doesn't mean that you don't drop the napkin. And if you're inspired to, and then allow the masculine to pick up the napkin and hand it to you. Okay. And maybe hand it to you on bended knee with complete reverence of you and your divine, beautiful, feminine nature, lifting you up. Okay, lifting you up and holding you and making you feel safe and secure. That's kind of the energy that you want to be in. That's what you want to allow to happen. So if you are in communication with your divine masculine and you're craving to see your divine masculine, and if you're in communication, instead of, and don't get me wrong, the divine feminine can always ask for what she wants, but and sometimes you might be in your divine masculine, and it's okay, because sometimes they'll be flipping, and that's totally normal and natural, and it actually can be very fun. But you want to basically drop the napkin and have your masculine, like you can say things like, wouldn't it be nice if you took us there? Do you feel like maybe taking me there? Like, instead of, we should go there, this is what we should do this weekend, like, say, oh, this looks like so much fun, I would love it if you took me there. Like, you see the difference in that? And that will allow your masculine to feel strong, and allow your masculine to feel like he's serving you, like he's, like you're proud of him. So anyway, I'm going to minimize this now. I'm going to come on and see if you guys are on. Oh, one mistake that I made, this means there's going to be a major, there might be a major time delay. I may have made a big mistake here. So, wow, I didn't realize people were even on. Hey, guys. So, Belwick, so happy to see you, Kim. Happy to see you too. I have a question. We always talk about how 3D is old thoughts and assumptions, and we talk about how conscious manifesting pushes out when new story is dominant. What is tipping point for 3D to push out? Don't worry about things like that. These are the things where the question, valid, totally, but the question also, it's questioning, right? And I know that this is kind of like, well, of course it's questioning because I want to know, but that's the part that you just literally continue to persist, and you need to start learning how to depend and validate yourself only from your trust in your imagination and in your heart, because what's in your heart, that desire, that burning desire, is what God wants for you. So you need to just stay completely in 100% faith of that. And I always like to say this in my videos, that no matter what is happening in your 3D reality, you never seek. If you start to seek for validation that your inner work and imagination is starting to solidify in your 3D reality, if you're seeking how people are showing up for you. If you're seeking, well, did their behavior change? This can be with anything. This can be with work, money, relationships of any kind. This can be with your parents. This can be with your friends. It literally doesn't matter. When you start, you're trusting in what's in your heart, you're praying for it, you're meditating for it, you're doing whatever the inner work is that resonates with you, that puts you in the state of the end of feeling that feeling, if it was happening right now, right? That it's already done. You're past all of this. You're past the middle. When you come out of that, you just live your life. You want to get out of the habit of thinking of, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to imagine, I'm going to affirm, and then I'm going to look to see, did it work yet? It hasn't worked. I don't care if days have gone by, weeks have gone by, months have gone by. You just stay in trust in your inner world, in your imagination. Stay in trust in God. Live your life, enjoy your life, be super, super grateful and appreciative of everything that you have in your life. And remember that awareness is expansion. So no matter what you put your awareness on in your reality, you are expanding that. So keep your awareness on the love you have for yourself, so you can expand that love in yourself. Keep your awareness on how powerful you are, that God created you as being a powerful, amazing, magnificent, wonderful, beautiful, loving human being in this life. Keep your awareness on that so you can expand that power within yourself. Keep your awareness on appreciation, being appreciated. Keep your awareness on being incredibly magnetic. Keep your awareness on being so incredibly skilled and creative and strong. And keep your awareness on anything and everything that you actually want in your life, and shut down your senses from your 3D. If what you know in your heart is what you deserve, if it's not happening in your 3D reality, then shut your awareness of it down and don't worry about it. Okay. You want to detach from it. You're welcome, Belwick. Let me see. I'm going to expand this for a second. Let's see. We only have a short amount of people. If you guys, I can see more of you guys are on, so say hi. Say hi. And let's see. So did that help, Belwick? Let me just see. You wrote another comment, like, does 3D push out a week's worth? Okay, that's where, and I say this with love, just get out of that way of thinking. You're using your logical, analytical brain to try to figure this out. Don't do it. Just do yourself a favor and go within and just focus on within. Know that it's done, and that's it. Okay. I've mentioned before on these lives that the answer to almost everybody's comment could end up being just either stop, keep persisting, trust, because anything that's happening in your 3D reality is just information for you. That's all it is. It's just information letting you know where you are on that subject. So that's another thing. Don't fall for, if you're getting something in your 3D reality that like, this doesn't make sense because I've been like, my mental diet has been strict. I've been in complete trust. I've been in complete surrender, but it's just weird because it's still not solidified and I'm still seeing whatever the case is. Don't get caught up in your mind, because sometimes our mind plays tricks on us. And this can be the trap that a lot of us fall into, in that we're so worried that it's not changing and it's not shifting. So this must be reflecting what I'm truly believing, but I'm not aware of it. It could be a reflection that you are still, that is still active within you, but it also just could be the old story, an old residual from like a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, just showing itself up. So you have a choice to either interact with it, fall for it, and then you're recreating it. Does it make sense? So let's say that it's, by the time you see it, it's done. It's a done deal. It doesn't matter, right? Because everything can shift and change. We know that everything is malleable completely, 100%, no matter what. Except, well, I mean, there are some things that are final, but we won't get into that right now, right? You want to just not give it your awareness or your attention, your energy, and just go within and continue to go within. This is the trap that a lot of people fall into, specifically with relationships, when they've been doing their inner work for a long time and they're seeing movement, and which I always find to be, it's so exciting to watch this happen with my clients. Movement will start to happen after months of nothing. And then, the person will come back and there's communication, but it might not be quite how it is in the imagination. And in the imagination, it's such a stark difference. Then it's like you automatically, it's almost like you say, oh, great, I'm done. Like I did everything is working, and you stop persisting. And then what happens is you get sucked back into the 3D reality, and now you are completely adhering to the 3D again. And you are seeking all of your validation, not from God, not from your higher self, not from what's in your heart, but you're seeking it from the mirror. You're seeking it from the 3D, which is just the reflection. Okay. So you want to prevent that from happening by making a decision consciously that you are going to continue to persist until you're actually in your end. Okay. Period. Persisting doesn't mean the action of affirming, the action of meditating, the action of, that is discipline. That is consistency, and that is important. Repetition, discipline, consistency, crucial, critical for you to change your belief system. But that's all it is. It's literally just there to change your belief system. So the mirror of your life can reflect your beliefs back to you. Persisting is where a lot of people get caught up. Persisting means that you aren't falling for the illusion when it comes up to say, maybe one more time, hey, I know you don't like this behavior, but do you want to believe it? Yes or no? Because if you interact with me and if you fall for this and you get really upset about it and you emotionally react in it, I'm sorry, but it's going to have to come up again. And we're going to have to go through this all over again. So dig your heels in, honey bunny, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. That is kind of what happens. It's like when you adhere back into the 3D and you're checking social media, or you're like monitoring how, like, each and every word, what is the inflection of the word? You're like literally monitoring every single emoji or the lack of emojis, or they were short when they said this, or they're not using a lot of words in their responses, or they're not responding at all. And let me go check and see if on social media, if they've posted anything or any of those things. As soon as you start to get sucked in like that and you don't stop yourself, you have fallen for the 3D again. All you need to do is shift it back and then know, okay, I get it. I see what just happened. No biggie. Let me be strong. Let me be in trust. Let me hand this over to God. Let me thank God for handling this. I forgot. I know that I'm not in control here. I am giving up my free will completely because I completely trust you. This is going to be like the surrender. I'm detaching from the problem. I'm detaching from the 3D circumstances. I'm taking the problems off of the pedestal because I'm so sucked in right now of this. And this is bull. This is complete bull. So I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to trust in God, period. And I'm going to surrender. That's it. Okay. So let's see who else is on. I hope that helped. Hocus pocus focus. Hello, lovely Kim. I love hearing you addressing this. Lately, I have been working on balancing my feminine, masculine energies, and it feels so good to embody my authentic feminine energy. Yay, good. I know it feels really, really good. It feels really good. I love my feminine energy. I love my feminine energy. Hocus pocus focus. Again, sorry. I'm like, and hi, by the way. Since a young age, I had to take care basically of myself and family members. So I developed a false, unnatural masculinity. And you are so right. It reflects in our relationships. Yeah, you just have to remember that that's your like safe haven to be able to, that's your time to be able to just let go. That's the time for you to be able to surrender. That's the time for you to be able to be vulnerable and just know that your masculine is going to be there to hold you in their arms and keep you safe and protected and loved and provide for you. Okay. That's the beauty of it. So you can take a break, you can take a rest, and the masculine wants you to. The masculine wants to provide that for you. It's a need of the masculine, just like it's the need of you to be sensitive and compassionate and nurturing. Okay. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. So you're welcome, Belwick. Let's see. Okay. I King Lopez, by circumstances don't matter. Does that include internal circumstances like doubts, fears, and worries? How do we believe that circumstances don't matter if we have these doubts in the first place? Loop. Also, you mentioned the importance of doing inner work in your videos. How do we do that? Where? Okay, so yes, circumstances never matter, and your fears, worries, and doubts are of your ego. So your fears, worries, and doubts, I King, are of your old story, and it's usually a wound of some trauma from childhood that we either very much knew about or didn't know about, and it's varying with everybody. We've all been through trauma growing up, everybody, even our parents, obviously, and that's partly why the abuse was carried forward, and then we were, victims of it. Well, and we were as children. So those fears, worries, and doubts that you have on whatever the circumstances are basically just your ego. It's resistance. They're just there to basically prevent you from letting yourself have whatever it is that you actually want. So you have your desire that's given to you by, we're talking about healthy desires here, by the way, guys. So please don't comment and say some desires aren't healthy. Like I'm talking right now about, I just sounded like Kermit the Frog when I said that, sorry. We're talking about the desires that are the burning desires that are in the core that light you up, that are of God. They are the seeds that God has planted in you, and they are basically whatever it is in your 3D reality that is what God wants for you. And you're pulled towards those things because they are the closest thing to the highest and best version of you. So they're already done. They already exist. That's why you feel the pulling towards them. Okay. If you had already forgiven everyone from your past growing up, and if you already have forgave yourself for any shame or guilt that you carry, and if you already trusted and fully surrendered to God, and that you really knew and had faith completely in all of this, then the ego wouldn't come up and you would have no resistance. And then that's when we see things like instant manifestations. When you have the fears, worries, and doubts come up, they are just your ego trying to stop you. Like, in other words, say you were betrayed in a relationship. Say that somebody cheated on you from years ago. And that really, really made an impression on you. And it really made you feel like love is a very scary place. And the last time I allowed myself to be vulnerable and love, and I trusted this person, I was devastated, and I can't let this happen. So when you fall in love, you're constantly waiting now for the other shoe to drop. And it's not that the person is going to do this to you. It's that you still have this wound that's active in you. That's the fear, worry, and doubt. What I'm trying to say with this is, if you could detach that fear, worry, and doubt, which is your resistance to what you deserve with this person in love, if you could see that for what it is, nope, the fear, worry, and doubt, this is my ego trying to prevent me. It's trying to sabotage me from what I deserve. It's trying to sabotage me from this love. It's making me feel afraid because it's giving me a chance to filter and let go of this thing that's living within me, thinking that I'm not worthy of love because I was rejected. I'm not deserving of love. I can't trust people. People are people, I almost said untrustworthy. I don't know if that might be a word. I don't know. I think you get the gist. The fears, worries, and doubts are just the resistance. They're the lie. They're the illusion. They are the wound. So what you want to do is deal with the wound. deal with the wound however you have to, and there's a million different ways, and do the inner work to trust in what it is that your heart is pulling you towards. So you said that I mentioned in all of my videos, it's important to do the inner work. And now you said, how do we do that? Where the inner work is learning how to trust your desires, trust what's in your heart, trust in God. Okay. The inner work is trusting that your desires, we're talking about the healthy desires that light you up inside, are meant for you, that the end already exists because all of creation is already done. The only reason we don't see it is because we are living our lives in this human physical form, and life has to go at this linear space in time. Okay. But on an energetic level, and I'm not talking about this from a law of attraction perspective, I'm talking about this from what we truly are. We're all just made up of billions of atoms. At that level, all creation is done. Okay. On a subatomic level, we are always in multiple positions all at once. And it's our constant awareness and consciousness of whatever the subject is that collapses and solidifies whatever that is in our reality. That's how we pull things into our reality. And we have choices. We can always listen to our fear, worry, and doubt, or we can choose to trust in our desire. The inner work itself is a combination of things, and what works for me might not work for you. There are millions and millions, billions of people, and inner work is different for everybody. If you want a coaching session, I'll put the link in the description box below. You can just go to coreunion.com and click on book a session with me. We can do like a 30-minute session if you want, or you can do a package or whatever. But how everybody does their inner work is going to be different for everybody. Some people do, like I wake up in the morning and I tap into God. I do that through Jesus Christ because I love Jesus. Christ is a role model, and we should, if we all had the compassion and love and forgiveness for all of us, there's just one of us that Christ has for us, the world would be a really, really beautiful place, right? So anyway, I do that through Jesus, and then I tap into God, and I thank God for giving me all of my desires and for creating me as being this powerful, incredible, magnificent, beautiful, wonderful creator in my life. And I thank God for giving me this amazing, incredible imagination, giving me the power to create. That's how I start my inner work. And that you're welcome, my king. I'm still answer your question, actually, and for anybody else on here. By the way, guys, give this a thumbs up if you love my content, because that's how YouTube, obviously, that's how this works with YouTube. So I'd really, really, really appreciate it. And subscribe too. That would be awesome if you're not already subscribed. So then whatever works for you. Some people are very visual. Some people hear things very clearly. Some people like to write. I personally am incredibly sensitive. I see things very vividly. I hear things very vividly. I'm a very sensual person. So when I go into kind of imaginary scenes, and I keep my imaginary scenes usually very fast, very quick. It doesn't have to be complicated like I see some YouTubers say. I go into tapping into source first, then I go into loving who I am, valuing myself. Then I go into particular, I bring different situations and people in my life, and I have different inner conversations. A lot of healing is part of it for me. And then I loop affirmations throughout the day. And sometimes I'll script a little bit. Sometimes I'll write out, what it is that I want. I have a lot of inner conversations throughout the day. I have a lot of quick imaginal acts throughout the day of, if I'm going to be on the way to the store, then I'm already in my divine feminine nature from the beginning. I mean, I'm already kind of tapped into my power. As long as I don't spiral down, I'm already kind of in that channel of receiving for the day. And if I was the masculine energy, the energy would be the opposite of that, the polar opposite of that. But so, like, let's say if I'm on the way to the store or an appointment, or I have to do something, I'll quickly kind of just imagine that people can feel people can automatically feel my magnetism and they can feel my feminine energy. And when it comes to men, I bring out the respect in men that, just seeing me, they will open the door. And I'm not talking about like in a way to court me romantically. I'm talking about that, when I come into a room or I walk into the store, men will adjust themselves a little bit. They'll stand up a little straighter out of respect, because they sense my feminine power. Okay. If that makes sense. So that's kind of what my inner work is comprised of, that. And, specific situations, obviously I'm going to have specific visuals. I'm going to have specific affirmations. I'm going to have specific inner conversations. How I get to what my specific affirmations are going to be is going to be through basically creating the polar opposite of what it is that I'm experiencing that I don't like. That is how to do the inner work in a nutshell. So you can do it yourself. You don't need coaching, but if you want coaching specifically for like something specific that you have, just book a session. So let's see. Ray Light. Hi, Kim. Love you. Love you too. Maria. Hi, Kim from Spain. Hey, Maria. I think this is Sonia. Hello. Finally caught alive. Hey, I can't actually see your name, but I think I see SJ1990, and I think that's my girl. How are you? I hope you're good. Kisses. Suri. Oh, it's so good to see you. So my dad spent my entire life promising to show up and never doing it, then telling me how ungrateful I am. Oof. Ooh, girl, I feel that. This has followed me into relationships, and I have no idea how to fix that. So you want to, what I would do is I would bring him in, do some meditation, bring him in, and have him apologize really deeply to you, and have him say all the things that you need to hear him say, and then forgive him and understand that if he did that to you, then someone did something to him. And so in that way you can find compassion for him, forgive him, but truly forgive him. And then you want to create the new story and the new belief that the masculine shows up for you. The masculine is always providing for you, and that you are worthy of that. And whether you're masculine or feminine energy, and this goes for everybody, you are all worthy. You are all good enough to have everything that you desire in life. Do not deny yourself love. Do not deny yourself passion, enjoyment. Do not deny yourself to have all of the things that God wants you to have in this life. Life is short, and we're meant to flourish. We're meant to enjoy. We're meant to be able to enjoy love. We're meant to enjoy being, taken care of, being nurtured, feeling safe, feeling secure. We're meant to enjoy abundance, okay, in all areas. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, Sonia, after our first coaching session yesterday, I had such a good dream about my SP for the first time in months. Awesome. Woke up feeling great. Oh, that's wonderful. Good. I'm happy for you. That's great. So good. Your subconscious is, oh, it's Soph. Oh, awesome. Okay. I thought you were Sonia. Hey, oh, it's good to see you. Okay. I don't see, when I'm looking at it from this perspective, I don't see names, unless maybe that is your name. But thank you for correcting me. Good. It's so good to see you. Now I feel like I have to, let me regroup and think back to what you first said. Okay. Okay. So now that I know it's you, after our session yesterday, you had a good dream about your SP for the first time in months. Oh, okay. So now this is a whole other level of happy. Okay, good. I'm so happy. I'm glad that it worked. So good. So it seeped into your subconscious. That's wonderful. So I King. Ooh, haha, that's cool. Okay, good. That must be in response to what I said. Jules AF. You know what your name means? Just saying. Okay, love that. Adding some femininity to my affirmations. Yeah, you should for sure. Oh, it looks like I almost lost power just now. I think I'm concentrating too much on confidence and strength. Well, the divine feminine is strong and is powerful. And if I do lose you guys, my electricity keeps flickering. I don't know what that's about. So just a heads up, something could happen, whatever. We're going to affirm that everything is good and we get through this live. But so the divine feminine is extremely powerful, is extremely strong, is extremely confident. It's just not in a masculine, logical, organizing, kind of hunting kind of way, if that makes sense. It's okay. It's just a different kind of confident and power. Okay. LOL. Yes, it's my initials too. That's awesome. Oh, good. So my delay isn't that bad. I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So do we have any other questions, guys? I feel like I've helped a couple souls. Is that my time? Let's see. Okay. So I may have said everything that I wanted to say on this live, but I will give you guys a few more minutes to come on, see if you guys have some questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. And if nobody comes on, it's totally fine. Looks like I have a very small turnout. I didn't give any heads up. It's all good. It's all good. I did want to tell a quick story. Let me see if one of my clients, Jules, thank you. I will embrace feminine strength. Yes. Embrace your divine, feminine, powerful, strong, beautiful, delicious, nurturing, sexy, divine energy, feminine energy. I want to look really quick. I'm looking into my email really quick because one of my clients had an awesome story of movement today, and I want to see if he gave me the okay to tell the story. I may tell it right now, or I may wait. Okay. So it looks like I can. He gave the okay. So I'm going to tell the story here. So one of my clients, he has been doing wonderful. He's a rock star. And I don't know, we've been working. He could be on. I don't think he's going to necessarily, maybe say hi or whatever, but he gave me the permission just now. I just checked my email to tell the story really quick. So I'm just going to read this. He's been, dealing with a lot of the things like we all have dealt with, just limiting beliefs around things, a lot of fears, just like what I had as far as, love can be kind of scary sometimes. So a lot of focus on just, allowing and trusting basically. And for a little while, he's being very good and very disciplined in staying in his imagination now and not needing the validation outside of him in the 3D. And he's seeing amazing movement. So I'm going to read this really quick. There might be moments where I pause just so I don't mention names or anything, but I'm going to read this really quick. So he wrote to me this morning, more great movement. He basically wrote that he was starting to draft an email because he was having a spiral moment, but then he rewatched a video of mine that I had, he commented on, and I liked his comment. And then he wrote that the spiral was over, and basically he was affirming that his SP was prioritizing him. And prior to that, I had said she misses me and will text that. Well, early this morning, she sent me a ton of audio messages. I haven't finished. And one of them, she said she really misses me. Also, he was mistaken about a 3P. As it turns out, when he was in his phase of still looking out at social media and stuff, which he has since stopped for the most part, which is really good because he was triggering himself a lot. He stopped torturing himself. But when there was something that he saw kind of alluding to a 3P, but he just learned that the 3P actually wasn't a 3P at all, that she was referring to something else. And then he wrote, and she said she's rolling out of bed to come see me at work today, and we'll do something with him on Sunday. And he wrote here, I thought I was messing it all up. And now I'm right back to persisting. Love you and the positive impact that you bring to our lives. So I just love that. So I'm very proud of you. If you are watching, I'm sending you a whole bunch of love. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you that you are coming into your power. You're now trusting in your inner imagination more than your outer, and don't fall for the social media or 3D anymore. Okay. Very good job. So Surrey, the masculine shows up for me. Amen. Yeah. Shoes. Right. I saw that. Okay. So guys, it doesn't look like there are too many people on today. So I'm going to probably stop this live and go in and just enjoy my day. I have some editing to do and just some other things that I want to do for the day. So I love you guys, and I will see you shortly. I'll be putting up a video probably tomorrow that I just filmed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So just keep being fabulous, keep being powerful, keep being in love. And remember that even in my intro to all of my videos from day one, even the name of my business, Core Union, be in union with yourself, in your core, with God, stay in love, stay in faith. It's all about trust and faith. Okay. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.